how my legs are being placed, what my back is doing, and how to get the perfect kind of engagement or activation.
Very good morning and welcome to Sports Recap on Hills TV. I am Memo Cynthia Asoya.
And I am Daniel Obasi.
Well, quickly to the stories where the IMC Interim Manager Committee has expressed confidence that all the 20 Nigerian Premier Football League sides will honor the match day 1 fixtures as scheduled. The 2023 abridged version will, according to the fixture, kick off on the 8th of January. And despite the celebration of a Christmas break observed by clubs, some have returned to training ahead of the opening weekend.
I think there is no other way around this. Just 4 days to the kickstart of the 2022 season. We are far behind, and you must agree with me. The NFF has given them up until May 2023. That's less than 6 months to complete the league. So I think they have to do everything, and I don't think any of this club will want to not kickstart their game on Sunday. So that's just what I feel, and I think this season will kickstart on Sunday.
We saw again Nazi training with Remo Stars. Is there anything to say about that? Is he coming back?
Again, Nazi is a free agent anyway. I think probably he's just trying to keep fit and probably encourage the young lads and try to see how we can be able to talk about and improve our league. We saw Mikel Obi some other time when he visited the facilities of Remo Stars. So I think when you talk about clubs who have up to standard, you can probably put Remo Stars there. So I think they are doing everything in their good state, and definitely I think for me Remo Stars are beginning to show this is what a football club should look like, and I'm just impressed with what I'm seeing with their training and even with their seminar they also held yesterday.
All right, also the NFF has complied with FIFA directive after it ditched Malam Rabiu Umaru to name former FIFA referee Mrs. Faith Irabo to head its referee committee, as it also rejigged the composition of the Match Judicial Committee and Match Commissioners Committee. According to reports, the 3 different committees will see the officiating in the Nigerian Professional Football League, that is the NPFL, for the period of 4 years, that is 2022 to 2026.
When you look at this, it's something that you definitely have to understand. FIFA gave the rules, so they had no other choice than to rejig what the committee is actually supposed to look like. And for me, I think it's a good one. It's a good call. We saw even the IMC not too long ago. They came out and said, the referees have been owed in the previous season and all of that, and they are going to take up the debt. And then do not also forget, according to the IMC chairman Benga Elegbele, he also said the fact that they will not be paying the referees directly this time around this season. They would be getting, the sponsors will pay directly
to the international scene, where American motorsport legend and YouTube star Ken Block has died in a snowmobile accident in Utah at the age of 55. A competitive rally driver in series such as Rally America and Global Rally Cross, he earned wide renown later in life for his Gymkhana video series on YouTube. The 10-part series, in which he performed daring racing feats, earned him nearly 2 million subscribers. Block was riding a snowmobile up a steep slope in Wasatch County, Utah, when the vehicle upended, landed on top of him, and the local sheriff wrote on Facebook.
I think it's a sad one. It's sad one. This man has been an inspiration to some other young upcoming racers, and it's just a sad one. I saw the incident. I saw the car crash, and I was like, come on. It's a really sad one to start the year 2023. But all we can say is may so rest in perfect peace.
Amen. Also, family members of American football star Dama Hamlin says they are deeply moved by fan support after the player suffered a cardiac arrest during a prime-time U.S. National Football League game. The Buffalo Bills player remains in critical condition after the incident, and of course, Hamlin, who is just 24, collapsed after colliding with an opponent during the Monday match game.
It's just so sad. I don't know why the years kicking off on this note, but things like this happen, and especially in a contact sport like football.
Let's talk about the fact that he's just 24 and he had a cardiac arrest at 24.
It's the game.
What's happening? It doesn't have to.
The game is combat. It's so physical. I was telling someone the other day that kind of game you have to be really, I don't know the words to use, but you have to be really, really strong. Not just physically, but mentally. You have to be fit to actually play the American football. I saw when he was attacked, while watching the clips of the video before he actually fell down. He was treated for 30 minutes before he was taken off the pitch. And this is a young man who has been an inspiration to a lot of young American footballers who are trying to get a foot in rugby and all of that. But this man earns over $800,000 US. So it tells you how much he started from nothing and how far he has gone. But seeing him fall down, getting that cardiac arrest is a really sad one for me.
All right, moving up to UFC, where former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman has an injury that looks to put the UFC 286 main event trilogy bout between him and Leon Edwards in doubt, after a last-minute head kick led to one of the most shocking upsets of the year and saw Edwards emerge as the new welterweight king with Usman knocked out. It did not take long for the UFC to book a third fight between both fighters, and the bout is expected to headline UFC 286 in England, with the hope being for the champ to defend his belt in front of his hometown crowd at Wembley. But it's not looking feasible because of his injury. What do we make of this?
I will say something. There are certain people you might not get to beat all through your career. I am not saying it doesn't stand a chance, but Edwards is a good fighter. We saw that last-minute kick. Yes, Edwards was not in the game. Usman override him all through the game, but that last-minute kick from Edwards just sealed up everything. And then I feel he can bounce back, but with what we're seeing going on injury and all of that, it might really even dampen his chances to getting the belt back. But all we can just say is hoping for the very best for the Nigerian.
All right, back to the round of the game. Football, where five-time Ballon d'Or winner Cristiano Ronaldo has revealed that his work in Europe is done, having played for the best club in the continent. Ronaldo said this at his first conference with Saudi Arabia club Al Nassr in his deal, which made him the highest-paid footballer in the world. According to Portuguese, he snubbed offers from Europe and clubs in other continents to take up the challenge of developing football in Saudi Arabia.
I think I love Cristiano Ronaldo for one thing. He knows how to make headlines. And I think what he said yesterday during the press conference shows how much he has actually won everything. There's basically nothing you talk about.
He has not won everything. He has not won the World Cup.
In Europe, he said Europe. He didn't say the word. Come on.
But then he said well, he's one of the best in the world.
Yes, he is. When you talk about the great, there is no way you won't talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. I think that would be unfair to him. But for what he said, he has done everything in Europe, I think I agree totally with what he said. And then, according to report also, we have the fact that he might be coming back to the UEFA Champions League if Newcastle qualifies for the UEFA Champions League. So I think it's kind of dicey. A lot of people have said he has gone there for the money, which I totally agree. The highest paid player, more like double of what Kylian Mbappe earns yearly. Kylian Mbappe earns about 60 million US dollars in a year, but this man earns even more.
Well, like you said, it's for the money. It's time to bring the money home for his kids. During the Christmas year, his wife gifted him with one of the best Rolls-Royce cars. So you need to maintain that standard. And if it means playing in the places that will give you money, I think you should do that. Chelsea are continuing to talk with Benfica about signing the World Cup winner Argentina midfielder Enzo Fernandez, who is just 21 and who joined the Portuguese club in August, having a release clause of about £106 million. If Chelsea agreed to that amount, it will eclipse the existing record fee of £98 million paid for Romelu Lukaku and add to the record total of £270 million spent by new ownership last summer. This is where I don't want to understand Chelsea for this. First, you sack a coach that was doing well and bring him a Brighton coach, that's Graham Potter. Then you are signing a man. Are you signing him because he's a World Cup winner? Because they made this mistake with Romelu Lukaku, signing someone that did well in one season in Inter Milan. Yes, the first season in Inter.
He did well with Manchester United.
No, you can't call that.
No, he fell out of favor with Mourinho.
That's why I said he did well in Inter Milan, and then now this is a World Cup winner. We've seen what World Cup players have done to some clubs. Talking about Real Madrid, where they signed James Rodriguez, and he wasn't able to play on par. Now you want to sign a 21-year-old person or player for £106 million. Is that the right call for both Todd Boehly and the sporting director of Chelsea?
I think there's more to this. Like you read everything out, there is something behind that we are not actually being told. Because if you're going to get this man, who we've not really seen aside from the World Cup, the Enzo Fernandez have not been in on the scene for a very long time, and then we saw him in the World Cup, and just like they said, we saw Rodriguez coming up for Mexico and all of that. But the truth is, I think it's a wrong buy. It's a good buy, but the fee is something else. For me, look at you sold two players. You sold Timo Werner and also sold Lukaku, and then you went to get three defenders. Come on, what is the sporting director saying to the owner? I think that's where they're missing it out. But hopefully he can come and deliver. But the fee for me is just totally outrageous.
All right then, that's the much we can take on Hills TV. Talking about sports recap on Hills TV. Of course, do well to follow us on our Facebook and other social media handles. My name is Memu Cynthia Asoya. And
definitely before we go, the NWBFL resumes for the year 2023, and also not forgetting the big one tomorrow, Chelsea up against Manchester City. Until we come your way next time, I am Daniel Obasi.
Thank you for watching.